Hi, good morning. So today we're going to talk about how I'm a dumb programmer. Actually, it was a careless mistake that I made that has a little bit to do with AI. Actually, quite a bit to do with AI. So uh, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was trying to get the AI to do some work for me, and even when I was like, is that really what I want? I went ahead and accepted with what it did. So let me get into it. Hope you have something to get your day started. I got some coffee here. I really don't need anything warm today. It's already 80 degrees out here on the porch. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's so warm. But I'm in Texas and it's July. Well, almost July. Got 2 more days and we'll be in July. So I was laughing at Pepper. Pepper got sick last weekend. She was throwing up and she pooed some blood, took her to the vet, and we got some medicine for her. She ate something. We have no clue what she ate. I took the dogs out around the backyard to say, hey, show me if there's anything out here. I was hoping there was like a dead something that caused all this. But they walked around the yard and they didn't show me jack. So here we are. No clue what happened to her. But the medicine helped her out and she seems to be all better now. Uh, Still keeping a close eye on her, but she's uh, been eating a little better now, and uh, her poop has now been normal. So looking good, looking good. Her stuff to keep her stomach from acting up too much. Gave that to her for 4 days, and now we're finishing off her antibiotics, and so hopefully all will be good. Okay, that was Pepper. Back to my screw up. I'm going to try to explain this in a way that makes sense to people that are not programmers, but this will be fairly technical. So I apologize if I lose anybody. We have another sip here. So we have um, we have some software in our my system that I work on, and it's uses the mail system. Just sends out an email. Uh, we've used in the past to send out notifications that are typically require a lot of support on. Uh, we When we use like external services, especially people that are, hold on a second, I don't want him tearing up my arm, and he will. He is a lump and a half. Yes, I'm talking about you. You're a lump and a half. Okay, well, ain't a mess here. Yes, good morning, Baloo. Good morning. All right, so we have a mail software. And this is like we use it a lot when we like send something to another uh, third party, and they come back with a response that's not uh, normal, like an error or insufficient data, all that stuff. A lot of times we'll email that out so that the business team and support are immediately aware that that happened because it should be rare. Uh, Most of the time, our software catches those things and identifies them as a problem. So, um, we had, I needed to put that software into a piece of software so that I can send out an email. So I uh, thought, yeah, let me try this. Because typically, when you install something like this, uh, it's not written down exactly how to do it because it's not extremely complicated, but it does tend to touch several areas. So you have to create the chain. And if I spent time in my brain, it fairly mundane going through and figuring it out. However, I thought, let me ask the AI how it would install it. And it came back with great instructions. I mean, really good instructions. Little things like where I would put the initial hooks in, which I would have had to search for because it wasn't extremely obvious, along with just adding it and how I would uh, use it in the key area that I was at looking to add it to. So I did that. Now, I made a couple of changes, really minor ones. Baloo, 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 no. People are sleeping. Stop it. You stop it. People are sleeping. So there was one part of it that was unusual, and that was that in the initial setup, it used what is called a put this in non-technical term. No, no, you leave them alone. You're making too much noise for the morning. Don't kiss me either. I don't know any licks. No, Blue. Pepper, Pepper, get over here. Leave him alone. Come on, Pepper. Pepper. Sorry about this, but then our next door neighbor's dog is trying to start a war with my dogs, and it's not, I mean it's not super early in the morning. I don't know what time it is, but it's probably around 7:15, something like that. Something it's a little too early to have dogs going nuts in the neighborhood. All right, so in that software there was what is called an object. Now, typically on that creation information, you would create what is called or use what's called an interface. And the idea behind the interface is it's got everything you need exposed in it for something to use it, but it's not the thing itself. Okay, so see, I'm trying to keep this from getting too complicated. But anyways, just this is the highlight is that was unusual. But did I change it? No, I went ahead and just saw if it worked correctly. I wanted to see if this basic structure that was auto-generated by AI was going to run and run correctly. So I put it in, ran it, tested it, and by golly, it worked. It just did everything perfect. So you're saying, Glenn, so why did you say that you got had a problem with the AI? That's because part two. After all this gets done, and I had to work on some other stuff too, some deployment issues and some other stuff that came up. And anyways, so time has passed by, right? And one of the things we noticed was that our code coverage was pretty low in the product. It had a lot to do with the fact that some integration tests had to be disabled because they were not running correctly when it came to the build of the software. Didn't have permissions and stuff like that. So anyway, the point is, um, time had passed by, and I needed to do something else. Well, when I did the code coverage work, the AI was great. It helped me create a bunch of test pieces of software in order to make sure I had my code coverage correct. But one of the things it had to do was, um, change that thing, that mail service I put in from the object to an interface in order to be able to, what it's called, inject certain responses in it. And it changed it in what I was testing. It did not change it where it was created. Unfortunately, right now the builds in C Sharp will not catch that problem. So even though there was a mismatch, it was going to work. Oh, as far as build is concerned, it actually, the software didn't work. As soon as we deployed it out, we ran it, it didn't work correctly. So there you go. That's the tale of how I screwed up. I trusted it and it suckered me in because everything worked. But as soon as we had to actually test stuff, it wouldn't work anymore. And it didn't tell me to fix the other stuff. It has a very narrow scope of things it can look at. And sometimes it responds with stuff that is not 100% of what you'd want in an enterprise piece of software. It'll work, everything worked, but when it came time to actually do like code coverage and get it to work correctly with that, which is something every enterprise should have, it didn't work. So it would have worked for my junior achievement project, but it would not have worked. Well, it would have had that flaw because everything else was spot on. Would have had that flaw when it comes to enterprise integrations. Right, Baloo? Lou says, you're having too hard on yourself, Dad. Be like me, just relax. See how relaxed I am? You don't look relaxed. You look like you're trying to relax. But you're realizing there's a huge hole between my knee and the cushions there. You're about to fall in. And I can't stop you. You're too big a chunk. Too big a chunk. All right, there you go. I'm going to end it there. This kind of dragged on a little bit due to puppy fun and explosions and next door neighbors and stuff. So I just wanted to express a flaw in both myself for accepting everything and the AI for giving something that was a little more simplistic for basic tasks when a higher elevated structure would have actually been better, at least in my case. Okay, puppy dogs away. Talk to you guys later. Bye.